Yeah. With respect to A-star algorithm, we'll be trying to apply solve many problems with respect to AI, and then we'll apply this concept for many game playing and also puzzle solving problems. We also will try to explain the same algorithm with respect to 8 puzzle problem what we have discussed in the previous session. Okay. Okay, so let's get into the concept called as what is A star algorithm. So you need to remember this algorithm is very important as part of your AI. So why? Because AI mostly relies on searching methods, and also we have discussed about many searching methods till now. So as coming to your heuristic search techniques, we have been discussing the same concept since 3 or 4 days, and as part of that we are now discussing about one important major algorithm called as A star algorithm. So this is one of the best and popular techniques used for finding path finding and graph traversals. So in the last session we have seen as part of your hill climbing algorithm, we have discussed about how to move from a starting position to the global maximum position and also local maximum position. With respect to that, what are the problems we are having? Suppose if I start from one place, if I want to reach to the destination, I need to cross a lot of hurdles. In the same manner, we will be discussing about some path finding approaches. Suppose we will be given some graph, and have as you have seen with respect to your BFS and DFS, how traversals will be going on. In the same manner, we will try to apply the same concept of graph traversals with respect to your A star algorithm. So as I said, it is a heuristic search technique. uh, the applications include a lot of games and web based maps uses this algorithm for finding the shortest path. So like what we have discussed about Google Maps and Here Maps, where you'll be getting a easier path to your destination. So all these concepts will be trying to apply many heuristic search techniques, and one of the best algorithm what is applied for those gamings and web based applications is A star algorithm. So this algorithm is very important for understanding, guys. You need to learn it properly. So in today's session, I'll mostly cover only this concept because this is such an important topic which everybody should learn it easily. Okay, so it is essentially a best first search algorithm. So as already I have said in the previous session, iterative deepening search is also called as best first search. So in the same manner, A star algorithm greedy approach also will be called as best first search algorithms. So which means it will try to find the best searching method with respect to the constraints whatever you are having. But when you're talking about heuristic search techniques, here we will be using heuristic function. Okay, yeah. So let's now understand about how this algorithm actually goes on. What is that we need to understand with respect to some A star algorithm. So in this name A star, it indicates star indicates that definitely you'll be getting some solution. So whenever we say that there's a star over something, we say it's something important, right? In the same manner, A star indicates that definitely if you apply this concept with respect to your problem, you will be getting a proper solution. Okay, so now let's get deep into this concept called as A star algorithm. So it maintains a tree of paths originating at the start node. So I want you to understand with respect to a graph. Okay, I'll just show you this. This is a small example which we'll discuss in the further sessions. So before understanding the concept, so you will be given some sort of questions or problems like this. Suppose if you are starting from A and if you want to reach a J, so which is the path you need to consider? So basically in previous years, in your previous understanding in data structures, you might have seen different traversal techniques where you are having cost. So here also, if you want to move from A to B, you're having a cost of 6. Similarly, if you want to move from cost A to F, you're having cost of 3. This is what we have seen in the previous sessions, previous learning, and depending on the cost, whichever the path leads to your less cost, that will be your path. In the same manner of your understanding of previous algorithms, here you will be having some add-on value called as a heuristic function value h of n. You can see it on top of, I got a message, total 54, sir. Okay, okay, Shishank, yeah, thank you. uh, So this is the problem what we are going to discuss in today's session. But before going on into the problem, let's try to understand the concept first, and then we will come to the example. Okay. So let's now see how this algorithm actually works and what is the technique behind this algorithm. So here, as I showed in the graph, you will be having some different nodes and path, and you need to reach from source to the destination applying your A star algorithm. So what it does is it extends those path one edge at a time. So if you are starting from A, if you are having two wings B and C, it will start from one place and move to the next. That is the basic strategy which we already know with respect to your traversals. So it continues until its termination criteria is satisfied. Yeah, exactly. From starting stage to the ending stage, it will try to meet its destination passing that paths whichever are suitable. So A star algorithm extends the path that minimizes the following function. So everybody once look onto the screen, guys. Here you can see f of n is equal to g of n plus h of n. This is the logic behind the algorithm what we are going to develop with respect to your A star algorithm. So we call this as the equation or the calculation feature which will be useful for our understanding with respect to your problem solving. Okay. Here n is the last node of the path. So with respect to your equation, what you have seen on the screen here, f of n is equal to g of n plus h of n. So n indicates the last node of the path, that is the destination node of your graph. G of n is the cost of the path from start node to node n. So I just want you to clear this thing, guys. What is f of n and what is g of n? So here in the graph you can see A to B, you are having a value of 6. That is your g of n. That is what we call it as g of n. And h of n, you already know what is the heuristic function. Suppose if I say in place in the node B, you are having the value of 8. That is your h of n. So this thing should be clear, guys, first, because you need to apply this equation with your problem solving. You need to understand what is g of n and what is h of n. So for every movement from one node to other node, we will be trying to compute f of n value, and comparing the f of n value of each node, whichever the value of f of n is less, that path will be selected, and then we will be moving forward to the destination node. So at the end of the path, traversal path, whichever the value f of n value is less, the cost of the value is less, that will be the path we will be saying that that's the better path for your problem. So we'll try to understand it with respect to your example, guys. Don't worry about that. So initially, let's keep these things in your mind. So what is g of n, what is h of n, and what is f of n? So h of n is the heuristic function that estimates cost of the cheapest path from node n to the goal node. That is from starting n to the end node. What is the value given? So you might be asking me one question, sir, how you are getting these values called as h of n? What is 10? What is 8? So these questions will be given to you guys, as the question will be given as it is. You just need to apply the logic, the functions, whatever the formulas, whatever we are given here, then apply it and give a solution. So we will be trying to understand this with the example what you are showing. So okay, and f of n is the estimated cost of each cheapest solution through n. So every time, as I said, for each node, you will be trying to compute f of n value, and according to that only, we will be moving forward. Okay. Yeah. So let's try to understand it, implement this concept of A star, how it will be implemented. So the concept behind this is, if you want to implement this A star algorithm, it involves two things. One is open list, another one is closed list. So we need to be clear with this concept. So when you are trying to solve a problem, you might not be coming across these two things called as open list and closed list, but the algorithm, when you're trying to implement that, you need to keep these two things in mind: what is an open list and what is a closed list. So open contains those nodes that have been evaluated by heuristic function. So you can see on the graph, uh, at a node you're having the value of 10, at b you're having a value of 8. That is the heuristic function value. It has been evaluated but have not been expanded in the successors. So initially you can say, here you are having a value called as 10 at for A, 8 for B, and 6 for F. So these are the values which we call as the open list values. So which, because it's not further extended with any function, and closed contains those nodes that have already been visited. So once a path is being traversed, we call it as a closed node, because that values have been evaluated and heuristic function values also are considered. So that path is considered as a closed path, and whichever the values which are not yet completed, the path has not been traversed, that is called as an open list. Okay, so keep these two things in your mind, guys. Let's learn about this with respect to a step-by-step procedure of your algorithm. So how you will be traversing the algorithm step by step. So we'll first look at the algorithm steps, then we'll try to apply these steps to your problem, the example what you are going to learn today. Okay, initially the algorithm consists of some 7 steps, guys. In step 1, we'll be trying to define a list, an open list, and then initially open consists solely of single node. So initially you can say, guys, here guys, if I say open list is starting node is S, that is starting node is A here, and I want to reach the goal node called as J. So if I want to reach from A to J, initially I'll be taking A as my starting node, that is the open list value here. So initially open list consists solely of a single node, that is the starting node. Here in our example it is A, that is the first element in your open list. In step 2, if the list is empty, suppose if I say there is no value in my open list, it will be said as failure and it will stop the algorithm there only. So think technically with respect to your algorithm, how you are going to understand, because you are trying to teach a machine or an intelligent agent. According to that, we need to think. Suppose if there is element found, it will try to move forward, and if the list is empty, if the open list is empty, definitely it will be a failure and you will be exiting from the algorithm. So step 3, what we need to look here is remove node n with smallest value of f of n from open and move it to closed. That is what we need to understand, guys. Suppose if I say I want to move from A to B, or if I want to traverse from starting from A, initially A will be in your open list. And next I'm having 2 paths here, B and F. So which path I need to select? It is B or it is F. So according to the criteria, whatever we are having, f of n is equal to g of n plus h of n. So you'll be selecting only one value among these two, either B or either F. Suppose if I select B as my path, I will move B to the closed list and I will keep F in the open list, because the value has been evaluated but it has not been traversed. So whichever the value you are traversing, if it is B, you will keep the traversed path A to B as in the closed list. If that value is not traversed, we will keep it in the open list. Okay, so I hope this is clear, guys. Step 3 is talking about the same thing. If node n is a goal state, return success, that is destination is arrived, and exit. It's very simple. Suppose if your destination is A to B only, definitely once reaching B, the algorithm has stopped work. It has reached the end state and it will stop. It will stop the algorithm. Suppose if you want to move further forward, we will need to go for step 4. That is expand node n. Suppose if I have selected my path called as B here, I will try to again move from either B to C or B to D. This is what we call it as expanding to the further steps. That is what we call it as step 4. And talking about step 5, if any successor to node to n is the goal node. Suppose if I am reaching from B to C or D, if I say C is my goal node or D is my goal node, return success, and then solution, we will be trying to keep it in the closed list. Otherwise, we will go for the next step until we reach to the destination path. For each successor node, apply the evaluation function f of n. That is very important, guys. F of n value should be completed for every node. Suppose if I say I want to move from A to J, I need to compute my value of f of n at B. I need to compute my f of n value at C. I need to compute f of n value at D, E till J. From A to J or from A to F, G, H, I, everywhere I need to compute my f of n value. So because f of n value plays a major role here, If your f of n value is not completed, then it's not called as your A star algorithm. So only in A star algorithm we'll be trying to compute these values and then reach to the further nodes. If the node n has not been in the earlier list, add it to the open. So if it is not traversed, we'll be moving on to the open list. If it has been traversed, we will keep it into the closed list. Okay. And finally, step 7, that is go to step 2. If it is not, if list is empty, that is exit. Okay. So this is the algorithm, guys, for your understanding. In examinations, you need to mention your algorithm step by step in the same manner what we have discussed now. You need to initially explain about what is the Esther algorithm, try to explain about what is f of n, what is g of n, and what is the heuristic function h of n. Then try to explain what is an open list and a closed list, and then we'll be writing the step by step algorithm. And now we'll try to get into the examples of our algorithm, the A-star algorithm. So this is the 8 puzzle problem which we have already discussed regarding this in many heuristic functions. We will initially try to apply the A-star algorithm to 8 puzzle problem and then move to our example, because when you're taking the concept of graph traversals, it is a different approach. The h of n value and f of n value is different. And when you're talking about your puzzle problems or this type of 8 puzzle problems, you will be having the approach what we have discussed previously. So in previously I said that number of values which are misplaced, those are called as your heuristic function values. Okay. So in the same manner, there's a small difference between these two in coming to your puzzle problems and coming to your graph traversals. Okay. Now let's look into the example of your A-star algorithm with respect to your 8 puzzle problem. So here you can see what is an initial state, a problem given here, and what is the final state or goal state. So previously we talked it as goal state or a final state or destination state. It can be anything. So the target here is we need to have the same pattern what you are having in the final state. So initially the values whatever we are having in the first row, that is 2, 8, 3, and in the initial state, and in the final state you are having 1, 2, 3. So in the first row only you are having 2 numbers misplaced. In the same manner, coming to your second row, you are having, again there's a different thing here. You are having 1, 6, 4 in the initial state, and in the destination you are having 8 and 4. So 4 is common, these are the same place. So again you can see 1 and 6 are again in the wrong place. In the same manner, 7 and 5 are arranged properly, and 6 is in the different page. So according to that, we need to understand how many number of tiles or numbers have been misplaced, and according to that we will try to apply the same concept. The same type of questions, the pattern can be given for your examination, guys. Suppose as you can see on the screen, you will be having some initial state and you will be having some final state, and down bottom you can see a question: find the most cost effective path to reach the final state from initial state using A-star algorithm. This is the question. The same questions with different patterns can be asked. So you need to understand the concept very clearly, then only you will be trying to answer the questions according to the understanding. Okay. So initially we'll be trying to consider g of n, that is depth of node, and h of n is the heuristic function, which is the number of misplaced tiles. Let's try to now look into the solution, how this actually goes on. So A-star algorithm maintains a tree of paths originating at initial state. So considering your final state, the structure, the grid, whatever you are seeing the final state. So if you want to reach from initial state to the final state, you need to consider a tree of paths. So this already has been, we have discussed about this in while we have talking about iterative deepening algorithm, and also talking about your greedy search, how and 8 puzzle problem, how we have seen in the previous session. In the same manner, we need to see here, you can see here, guys, initial state has 2, 8, 3, and also we need to keep that in the manner of 1, 2, 3. So we need to see how many number of tiles have been misplaced. In the first place only you can see g equal to 0 and h equal to 4. H equal to 4 here indicates 4 values have been misplaced. These 4 values need to be arranged in our proper direction. Therefore, f is equal to 0 plus 4. That's what we need to see. Okay. Yeah. So you can see the 3 here. Initially, I am having and we have talked about this in the same manner. Like you can move you are having 4 probabilities initially, like you can move left, you can move right, you can move up, you can move down. So according to the tile position, the empty space position, you can keep moving any of the 4 directions. So according to that, in the first step you can see you are trying to move the number 7 from the edge corner, the last corner, to the middle one. That is, you are applying the right position, that is number of moves made. Okay, so the depth here is your initially depth is g equal to 0, and the first step the depth is 1. That's why you can see for all values in the first level you are having g is equal to 1. That is the depth node 1. So every time the g value in the first place is 1, and next g value equal to c, and next g equal to 3, 4, 5. So you can see that is called as the depth here. From 0 to 5 you are moving, you are having the value of g as 1 to 5. Okay, so h value will be changing according to number of places, number of tiles misplaced. So we need to take compute these two values, g equal to 1, h equal to 5, that is f equal to 6. And next, whichever the value f is having the less value, that can be considered. So here you will be having one, you need to have one question in your mind. So what if both the values are same? Suppose in the first state we are having f value as 6, 4 and 6. So here, but in the second position, the middle one, the value of f is equal to 4 is only considered. We have ignored the values, both 6 values, because that is the maximum value. So every time you need to consider the minimum value. So in step 2 you can again see f value is 5, and again in the second node it is 5, and last node it is 6. So here you are having the minimum value of f is equal to 5, and that value is for 2 nodes. That's the reason here you need to go for again 2 nodes. So whichever the node is giving you lesser cost, that value should be considered. So this should be this is your proper understanding, guys. Coming to your examination point of view, you need to answer the question in the same manner. So because you are having the f value is equal to 5 at both the places, you need to use these both nodes for the further traversal, and whichever the value is giving you less value, that value should be considered for the further movement. That's how you need to move forward. And in the depth 4 you can see a number of misplaced values, h is equal to 1. So our goal here is initially h of n value is equal to 4, that is 4 tiles have been misplaced. So our goal is h value should reach to 0. From 4 to 0 the value should be decreased. So you forget about number of states you are having, guys, here, because depth will be increasing depending on number of tiles you are misplaced. So in the previous session we have seen depth only till 3. Now we are coming till depth till 5. So initially at the end of your traversal, so because the h value is equal to 0 at the last position, you can say this is your final state. So traversal goes like this. Every time at every place it will try to compute the value of f of n, taking the values of g of n and h of n. Okay, so it continues until the final state is reached. So I hope everybody now understood what is that you are trying to understand with respect to your A star algorithm. So if you are done, if you are understanding this, if everything is okay, guys, just give me a message like everything is okay, so that I can go forward. Hope everybody has understood this example. One of you asked that what is this? One second. Okay, one of you asked what is this f of n, and what is this what is g of n and what is h of n values. if you're talking about this puzzle here, G is the depth. So initially the depth is 0. That's why we call it kept G equal to 0. And H is equal to 4, which means 4 values have not are not in the proper position according to your final state. So you can see here the final state, you're having the values as 1, 2, 3, 8, 4, 7, 6, 5. Compared to your initial state and final state, 4 values are not in the proper position. That's what we call it as number of misplaced tiles. So initially at depth 0, you are having 4 tiles or 4 values which have been misplaced. And coming to the depth 1, that's why, because we came to the next node, we call it as G is equal to 1, that is the depth, and H is equal to 5. And once I applied the right move, that is from 7, from one last node to the right node, it is again misplaced, because initially 7 is at the correct position, and if you are trying to move the 7 to the next position, it is again misplaced. That's why H is equal to 5. And again, looking at the depth 0 position, the root node, considering the next move, I moved 6 from up to down. So here you can see 6 should be in the last row, and initially it is at the second row, and we move it to the last row. That's why H value has been decreased from H is equal to 4 to H is equal to 3. That's how you need to move forward with your depth values and H values until you reach H is equal to 0. So P2, I think your doubt is now cleared. If not, we'll try to clear it in the next example. Yeah. Okay. So this is the other example coming to your tree traversals. So previously we have seen about how it is being applied in the puzzle. Now we'll try to apply this with respect to your graph traversal. So here the question is, find the most cost effective path to reach from start A to final state J. So here we are having a start state as J, initial state as J, A, and a final state as J, using A star algorithm. So in examinations, they will try to specify you which algorithm need to be applied, because the same traversal method can be applied using your iterative deepening search, or it can be applied using your greedy search. So they'll try to specify the algorithm name. So here we have mentioned A star algorithm. So we will try to apply the get solution with respect to that. So we will try to follow all the steps, the 7 steps. Starting from step 1, we start at node A. So that is the starting state. So we call it as initial state, and that's called as node A. So from node A, you are having 2 paths, B and F. So you need to compute your f of n value for these 2 states. That is what we need to check. So that's why I'm saying at f of B, the value is 6 plus 8. That is 6 is the g of n value, and 8 is the h of n value. Here A to B, the cost, the value is 6, that is your g of n, and the value B on node B, you can see the value as 8, that is your h of n. That's why we are saying f of B is 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. F of F, that is if I am moving to next path, that is f of F, that is 3 plus 6 is 9. So whichever the value is less, that is f of F value is less, that's why my path will be A to F and not from A to B. Now A to F value will be updated to your closed list, and A to B, the value which is not traversed, will be moved to your open list. That's what we have discussed about open and closed list. So now we are moved from A to F. Then again I will go to step 2. From F, I am having again G, H. I am having 2 more nodes. So again I need to compute those 2 values. That is f of G value is again 5 here. How? 3 plus 1 plus 5. Okay. So 3 is again A to B value. 1 is the next movement value. And here keep your one thing important, guys. You need to take h of n value as the node what you're going to traverse. You need not to take the value of 6 here. You need to take the value of 5. That's why you can see 3 plus 1 plus 5. And next for f of h. So f of h here has the values like 3 plus 7 plus 3. Okay. Yes. That's why the value is 13. So again, now we will be taking whichever value is less, that path will be traversed, that is A to F to G. So I hope everybody is following, guys. H of n value should be the next node, whatever you are going to take, and G of n value, you need to add the complete path. Then only you will be getting an optimal path. That should be very clear. Whenever you are trying to explain the question in your examination, you need to give solutions in this manner very clearly. Then only the path will be understood for the examiner and you'll be awarded full marks. And next we'll move to step 3, because I have selected the path A to F to G. A, F, G. From G, I'm having only one path, that is I. So I should take definitely as 3. That's what is your computation. Okay. Yeah. The next path is F to A to F, G to I. So here I'm getting the value as 8. Again, I'll move from I. If I go to I, if I want to reach J, I'm having the path from I to E to J, or I to directly J. So if I move from I to E, I'm having again the value as 5. Again here, if I'm having taking the value as J, it is only 3. That's why I'll move from I to J. So here you are computing again f of E, f of H, and f of J. That's what I said, guys. You need to complete f of E, you need to complete f of J, and again f of H. So whichever the path, that is f of J, is only 10. And here you can see at f of J, the h of n value is taken as 0, because this has been discussed many times. For the destination or the goal state, there will not be h of n value. It will be 0. That's why the path what we are getting is A to F, F to G, G to I to J. That is the final path. So you can see what is the path we have been traversed, because this path is giving you the less cost. This path has been selected. So I hope everybody is clear with this point, guys. Any more doubts or any understanding problem, you can let me know. I can repeat it again. Okay. If everything is clear, guys, we'll talk about the performance of this algorithm. What is the time complexity, what is the space complexity with respect to your A star algorithm. So definitely we will try to solve this problem with example in the further sessions. I'll be trying to give you solution for a number of problems possible, and also we'll be trying to take an assignment with respect to these problems also, which will be easy for us to reach our examination. Okay. So coming to your performance of your A star algorithm, so it definitely, as I said, the star here in the A star indicates there is a guarantee to reach your goal node. That's why they named it as A star. So similarly to your with respect to your A star, there is one more algorithm which is AO star, but that is not part of our syllabus, so we are not discussing about that. So we'll try to understand only the concepts, because we are having some limitations of our syllabus. We are trying to address maximum possible techniques. Okay. And as discussed, the space complexity, it's similar to your previous iterative deepening algorithm, that is big O of b power d, branches power depth. And there the time complexity is big O of d, but here the time complexity and place complexity is both same, big O of b power d. The only drawback of your A star algorithm is it runs out of space for a long period. So for the lot of time, because it need to compute f of n value every time, it takes lot of space and it takes lot of time. So definitely it's a time consuming problem. That's why it's not preferred at some for higher level problems. Okay. So now this is a question for you guys. According to understanding of the previous example, so we'll try to compute this. So everybody, you are having some 1 minute of time to look at the question. And if I say the question is from, you need to read from S to G. The question is applying your A star algorithm, you need to reach from S to G. How many paths you are having, and what is the optimistic solution you can provide? That's what should be your answer. So you are having now 1 minute of time, guys. Look into your question. Try to apply. Take a paper and pen. Try to solve this and give me the solution. So you need to answer this in your chat box. which if you are applying A star algorithm with respect to your question given, the question is if unitary is from S to G, which value gives you which path gives you the less cost. So everybody, you are having 1 minute of time. Take a piece of paper and pen, try to draw your solutions and give me the path. Okay, I'll wait for 1 minute, guys. You need to give me your solution and make it quick. So do not forget, try to apply your A star algorithm, f of n value, g of n. A naught, you have raised your hand.